If you're a service provider trying to figure out things out, you're starting with your business and you're trying to do some sales and things are slowly picking up, well, the biggest challenge that I encountered in the beginning was realizing my limiting beliefs when it came to taking actions, sales, and growing the business. And that makes it really hard for us in the very beginning to actually figure things out and start growing the business. And so, if this is something that you're struggling with, you definitely want to stick around because in this video, I'm going to help you identify when you have a limiting beliefs and actually what exactly you need to do to crush them so that you can overcome that and start moving forward with a business faster than you actually think. Hi there, my name is Juan Guerra and I'm a storytelling consultant and I work with service providers helping them clarify their message so that they can implement a system that delivers results consistently when it comes to sales. And I know this because I myself am a service provider. I have a video production company through which we provide services to different event organizers and marketing teams. And in this video, I actually want to address something that happens at the beginning as we start going out there and talking to clients. And that is limiting beliefs. Make sure to stick around all the way until the end because I'm actually going to share with you a 5 step framework that is going to allow you to identify and actually crush those fake beliefs, those limiting beliefs, so that you can accelerate your growth. So, if you're a service provider, make sure to click subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we release a new video designed for service providers to grow their business. We are in the front lines and we are putting together everything that we're learning as we move ahead so that you can actually accelerate the process of growing your service based business. Not so long ago, I had friends visiting from Bulgaria and they love skiing and snowboarding. And so they were super excited to come to Austria to actually try it out here because they never done it anywhere else. Well, everybody at home told them it's going to be different. And they really didn't understand what that meant. They didn't know what different looked like because at the end of the day, it's all the same. It is snow and mountains. And so, how different could it be? Well, they actually came, and when they went to the mountains, their mind was completely blown off. They didn't expect that it would actually be so different. And while the mountain was the same and the snow and the conditions, what was different was the implementation. And that is exactly what I want to focus on. Because when it comes to business, we are actually doing very similar things. What is going to separate us from one another is our implementation, the systems that we develop, our processes, and the way we create a unique experience for our customers. When it comes to running our business, there is one thing that is actually going to hold us back, and that is ourselves, our limiting beliefs. The challenge with them is that we are not aware that we have them. And it is because we have grown and developed ourselves within one environment that we are actually developing them. We are defined by the space, the environment in which we normally operate. Just like my friends going to ski in Bulgaria. The moment they changed the environment in which they operated, their ski, the way they came here to Austria, then a whole new world opened up for them. Because here there have been people tackling the same obstacles, the same challenges, but in a complete different way, with new frameworks and a complete different perspective. Now their mind has been completely open and they have realized that actually there is a new way of approaching the same thing that before was limited and fixed by the way that things are done in their home country. And that is why so many people that have grown their businesses tell you to surround yourself with other people, people that are ahead of you, people that are going to challenge you. Because if you're within your comfort zone and you're the smartest person in your group, if you're the fastest, if you're the richest, if you are the smartest, that means that you're not being challenged rather than putting yourself in a situation that is out of your comfort zone, where you may not feel so smart, where you may not feel so confident. What that means is that you're actually out of your comfort zone and you are growing. If you feel that you need to stroke your ego by showcasing how smart you are and how advanced and how far ahead you are compared to everybody else, what you're actually doing is limiting yourself, because now you're not going to grow beyond that point. To do so, you need to put yourself in places where you haven't been before so that you can actually gain a new perspective. Just play along with me. Let's try something different. And let's imagine that we're actually sitting in front of each other. And I ask you to touch the ceiling. What's probably going to happen is that you're going to raise your hand and try to touch the ceiling and show me that you can't reach. Now, if I ask you once again, chances are is that now you're going to stand up, raise your hand, and try to get closer to the ceiling. Now, if I ask you a third time, what probably is going to happen is that you're going to try to jump and, with your hand extended, touch the ceiling. But what happens when I ask you one more time? What happens when I ask you now a fourth time? What's going to happen is that you actually now need to get creative. You may run towards a wall and bounce off. You may pull a chair. You may try to climb on my shoulders to reach the ceiling. And so you start experimenting with different ways of reaching the ceiling, making it each time easier for you. But you're going to be constrained by your past experiences and by the elements that are within the room, within the space. And that's why we need to start going beyond the spaces in which we are to identify new things that we can actually implement in our businesses to solve those challenges that are actually stopping us from growing. So, how can you actually know something that you don't know you don't know? Well, I'm going to share with you my 5 step framework of how I actually strategically push myself to get out of my comfort zone so that I can identify those limiting beliefs that are holding me back. And step number one is actually, whenever you get the chance to travel, make sure that actually you get to connect with other local entrepreneurs, that you go to meetups, that you establish some networking in advance. Because by connecting with local entrepreneurs, people that are maybe doing something similar to you, that you can then share different perspective and different point of view, you are going to learn how different cultures are tackling the similar challenges that you have, because most likely they also encounter the same problems that you have in your business, given the structure, given the concept, given the industry, given the target customer. Now, because they are developing this business in Australia and you're based out of New York, by default, they're going to solve it in a complete different way that you do. And this is extremely powerful. So next time you're abroad, make sure that you in advance set up some meetings and some meetups. Now, you may have to learn how to travel differently for this, but it's extremely valuable because it's going to allow you to grow really, really fast. And that's what I love about tackling our limiting beliefs, because they may hold you back for years, but breaking them down and replacing them with something different, it just takes seconds. It's just one idea, one thought, one conversation to completely change it around. The hard part is figuring out that you have a limiting belief. And so let's continue with step number two. And that is listen empathetically. Most of the time, we're just listening to people, to the words that they're saying. We're listening so that we can answer to what they are telling us. But the reality is that we need to listen empathetically. Just like Stephen Covey said in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you gotta listen to the emotions that people are actually sharing with you. Because when you listen to people empathetically, that's when you're going to really understand why people do the things they do. What is the real motivation that is driving them to take action and say those things? This is going to give you extreme insights into your customers, into your team, into your market, and so on. So make sure next time you're talking to somebody, try to listen to what is the emotion that they're communicating. Step number three, make sure to share your lessons. Teach others as you come through new frameworks and things that are working for you. Because the process of reflecting, internalizing these materials and these lessons, it is extremely valuable. It is definitely worth the time to go through it and put it together in a way that you can explain it to somebody that hasn't experienced that yet. And the best thing is that in the process, you also get to grow your audience. You get to build your personal brand, and more people get to know about your business. This is exactly what I'm doing right now, sharing the lessons so that I can also internalize that content and provide value for other people. In step number four, what you want to do is actually expand beyond your industry and look into what are things that other businesses are doing in other areas. I know that we are a service business, and so I wanted to look into different industries out there. I look into gyms and I look into heating companies that repair heating and air systems, and I look into even Toyota lean manufacturing processes and everything that I could look into that would have some kind of similarity to our business, but because it is happening in a different industry, they are going to look at things in a complete different way. And the best of this is that since my competitors are not looking in those directions, I get to identify extreme opportunities that can actually accelerate us faster than them, can actually grow and put us in places where nobody is actually competing in within our own markets. And lastly, step number five is read books that you can learn from, but implement the stuff that you're actually reading. It is worthless to go through all that content and actually do not get to apply it or really test it practically and get some feedback, get some results. There are many books out there that are sharing content on how to grow your business, but a lot of them are just written to sell you other things. Every now and then you'll come to a book that is actually there because the person wanted to share information from one generation to another. The moment you do that, if you're ready for that book and you're learning, then go ahead and study it, dissect it, and try to implement it and go back to it. Teach it to others so that you can really internalize that book. You don't need to read millions of books. You just need to read the book that is right for you at the right time, that is actually helping you overcome the challenge that you have. And there you have it. If you find some of these tools relevant for you, make sure that you share it in the comment section below. If you're already maybe implementing some of them, let me know which one you like and which one works for you the best. And now, if you are looking to actually surround yourself and grow with a network of service providers that are trying to figure out how to turn their skills into growing businesses in 2023, go ahead to skillsoflife.net and make sure that you join our community. There's so many things happening there as we are launching it right now, creating content and bringing people in, that you're definitely going to find it extremely valuable. So thank you so much for making it this far. My name is Juan Guerra, and I'll see you in our next video.